Hello, I am Certified Moth. Thank you for stopping into my video, and today I'm going to be doing another old sketchbook tour. I apologize if the audio is bad quality because I'm filming this in a hallway in my house because my desk is covered in oil painting supplies, and I am very limited in when I can record because I'm working most of the time, and then if I'm not working, my family's home, so it's hard to record then too, so sorry. Yeah, so this was my sketchbook from 2021. So this was like peak after 2020. Like everyone says 2020 was their worst era. I think immediately after COVID was my worst era. Like after the 2020 phase was when I was at my worst. As you can see, based on the Danganronpa phase that is all over this thing. Catboy, Togami, Makoto, and Kirigiri. That actually is very cute art. These are all from Redbubble. Unfortunately, I didn't write down any of the artist names, I don't think. That's Present Mike, but like his younger version, and that does have a watermark on it. I can't really read it. Official Onions? I don't know. Something like that. And then the Bernie Sanders wearing mittens meme. That's so funny, guys. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of funny at the time, but oh, it's so hard to look back on. And obviously the cursed emojis, because this is literally just the continuation of deep fried memes. And I thought it was so funny at the time. Yeah, my 7th sketchbook. It was from May 25th, 2021 to August 31st, 2021. So I think this is sort of nearly the start of the phase where I started working on sketchbooks a lot faster than I used to. Cause yeah, I've always primarily worked in my sketchbooks, and this was just when I was really speeding up making stuff, I think. But still, I would not spend that long making a sketchbook of this size now. This is my character who I abandoned. Her name was Liesel, I think? I don't know if that was her name at the time, but that's what her name was before I dropped her. She wasn't a blonde anymore by the time I stopped drawing her. She had like grayish white hair, sort of beige. My style was so strange at the time. Honestly, it was kind of cute actually. You can tell I didn't really have a good grip of anatomy, and I could not draw hair for the life of me. I wanted to so badly, but I just drew it like a helmet. Cookie Run Kingdom ass hair. This drawing, I think I made this to go in the front of a binder. You wouldn't know it, but this is supposed to be Bomb from Tower of God, and like he was like so much my comfort OC when I was younger. Or not OC, he's a character, he was my comfort character in the way where I would just like completely mischaracterize him when I drew him. He was like my go-to. He would never wear this, he would never make this face, this isn't what he looked like. And the fact that I had this in the front of a binder for school is kind of embarrassing. At the ripe age of 16, I thought I should have known better by then, oh my gosh. This actually might have been a bit of an older drawing. I bet this was from 2020-ish. And I think I stuck it in later. I don't really know actually. Yeah, that would have been from the beginning of school in 2020. Same with this. This was my characters. These were the ones that were in the last sketchbook a lot. I think they changed either before or during this sketchbook. But it was, which one's which? I think that's Amaris, Tava, and Liesel. Obviously they all changed a lot. Yeah, more stuff drawn in class. Tower of God fan art. Yeah. More Bomb. Love him. He's my cutie patootie. Honestly, I still have like a soft spot for him even though I don't read Tower of God anymore. And that's Ran from Tower of God, I think. And then that's Amaris. And I don't know what that is. Anime girl. I used to love just drawing anime girls with ballpoint pens in class. Ooh, this page is rough. This was my art goals page, but I wasn't motivated enough to actually color it in or finish the drawing. But my art goals were more unique mediums, looser sketches, anatomy studies, animals, body types, multimedia, several characters in one drawing, poses in perspective, which is a long list for one sketchbook. I wouldn't do that now, but I guess since I used to work on sketchbooks for longer, it makes sense. But as you can see, I finished 3 of these goals. And honestly, I'm willing to say that I barely made those goals at all. This was supposed to be a self-portrait. Anyone who knows what I look like in real life, and especially in like 2021, this was not what I looked like. I was like so self-conscious about my body that like I refused to draw it realistically. And like, I don't hate my body now, so it's kind of crazy to see. I'm just seeing that there's like a big shadow from my phone. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I hope this lighting's better. Yeah, so this was supposed to be a self-portrait, obviously. Does not look like me. My hair wasn't so mullety. My face didn't look like that. My body looked nothing like this. Like, I have boobs and hips, and I like I know I was kind of self-conscious at this age, and especially because I think this was sort of when I was in my boy mode phase, which is fair. And I feel like I've always seen masculinity as thinness, so I think I just pushed that onto myself when I realized I wanted to be less feminine. The outfit sucks, but it's me. I hate to say it. This was, oh no, that aged poorly. A Rex Orange County t-shirt. Ooh, yeah. I honestly still listen to his music sometimes, but I would never wear his merch now. This was like a jacket, a jean jacket that had pins on it, sweatpants, Crocs, and then I think these were socks that had Charizards on them. I don't think I realized that sometimes you could just draw yourself in a way that looked better than how you dressed in real life. Like, I couldn't draw my body realistically, but I could draw the realistic wardrobe I had that looked like shit. More school sketches. Ooh. Yeah. These two, again, these were from like late 2020. Ooh. I used to think this was the funniest thing. Kokichi Oma, bottom text. Nagito Komaida, bottom text. What was the joke there? The joke was just silly, Danganronpa. This was when BoJack Horseman got really big on TikTok. As back in the 90s, I love that song, and I really like the line, "Am I trying to hold on to my past?" So I imagined this like scene of somebody who's like looking ahead towards the future, and like there's all these signs surrounding them pointing backwards to like their past, which I think is cool. But I don't know if it really matches the lyric that well. Whatever, I don't care that much. This started the phase, I think, where I started drawing more stuff that was like lyric based. I don't know if that happens in this sketchbook or later, but I know that happens at some point. Oh, more school drawings. Yeah. I used to think these were so good. Amaris. Oh my god, this is when his name was still Andreas Mao. You would say that Mao. I think I talked about this. I thought I came up with the last name Mao, but I said it Mayo. That's so embarrassing for me. He used to be a witch. But this is pretty similar to what he looks like now, except he wouldn't really make this expression and his skin tone's darker. Oh yeah, and like, I don't know what pen I used, but it totally bled into the watercolors. School sketches. I don't know who this is. Girl holding Xbox controller with tiny hands. This was like my idea of a good character design at the time. Like, oh yeah, she's star and moon based, so I'm putting stars on her glasses and a necklace and earrings. I thought the only place to put flair was on like clothing design or like jewelry. I feel like that's got to be a Mars. No, that's not a Mars and Teva. That is Kunenbaum from Tower of God. They were like my primary ship when I was like between ages, I think 14 and 16. They were my pookies. Oh, those legs. Oh my gosh. Mushroom Person, because again, that was in 2020. That was Amaris's old design. Ooh. Oh, another me. This was like supposed to be realistic to what I was wearing the day. Again, that's not my body type, not even close. Oh my gosh. I thought this was like a thick body type at the time. And I'm like, That's still skinny. That's like barely, that's not even out of the realm of skinny at this point. What was I doing? But yeah, I was cool. I got black masks to wear instead of blue ones because I was just that good. My hair did look like this at the time. I had these really long weird bits that would curl up weirdly. That was the start of my hair being curly and I just didn't know it at the time. My hoodie that I always wore, and I think I had to throw it out because it literally got holes worn through it. Mermaid shirt, yeah. Why is it off center? School sketches. I would bet you 90% of these sketches you see on the left pages are from biology. I would draw so much during biology. I love biology, but man, I could not pay attention to that class to save my life. This was what I considered mixed media at the time. I mean, I guess, but like not really. Mixed media now is like every single medium that is near me on one page, not just like two things. But I did like a gradient of acrylic in the background, paint pens for all these little things, paint pens to draw Amaris, meow meow meow, and then real flowers. Actually, that's cute. These were real flowers I would pick on walks. Because my main hobby besides art at this age was walking. I feel like the main problem I have with this is just that like it just doesn't work together. Like I think maybe if I'd had a couple of little portraits, but it's all these doodles and then like a portrait in the middle, which doesn't really make sense with this weird stuff behind it, and like the flowers are cute, but I think I just needed to like get outside of my comfort zone and not just draw portraits. More school doodles. I think that could have been Tava. I don't really remember. But this was when I just changed her name to Liesel. It was either going to be Liesel or Diana, but I went with Liesel because I just read the Book Thief. Oh, that book made me cry so much. Oh, she was so skinny. She got fat before I abandoned her. Ugh. She was like so boring when she was skinny. There was nothing to her design, literally nothing. School doodles. Oh, that's Amaris. I can tell because he has the tooth hoodie. Aww. Ew! 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 That's why does Midoriya look like that? He looks like he's about to like kill someone or commit some sort of crime. Sonia and Rose. I know who Rose was, but I don't ever remember drawing Sonia, and I think I immediately abandoned both of them. Actually, Rose is still on my art fight, because I never deleted her off it, and people seem to like her design. Yeah, more. Oh my goodness, this is my friend's persona. This is Caramel's persona. Meow meow meow, bunny bunny. You can tell, yeah, these are all definitely biology doodles because I was writing about ecosystems and topsoil and soil water. Okay. Maple, another character who, I don't know, I just stopped drawing them and then they stopped existing. This is like a long-standing character that I had that I doesn't have any story, but I would draw her occasionally. Maois. Oh, that's actually really cute. My style was kind of cute at this age. Like, low-key, I think I lost something in the face the older I got. Liesel and Rose. Ooh, that's Midoriya. Sorry, that drawing just makes me feel gross. Oh, this was during the, what's AS? It was that phase. It's that TV thing. I don't remember. I don't care either. Maple? I don't know. Actually, this style is really cute. I like this a lot. This is like just cutely simplistic, kind of shaped nicely. Like that a lot. But I didn't draw very interesting things with it, so what was even the point of having a cute style if I wasn't doing anything with it? This was more drawings from a song I liked. This was Like or Like by the Miniature Tigers. Yeah. Okay. Nothing special about that. I didn't really know much about like comic blocking. I actually quite like this doodle. You can see this is just something where I took time to put, oh, this is completely out of frame. I took time to put just like shading in and some extra time, and because I wanted to try draw dreadlocks with a bit more accuracy, and it pays off so much. Like, why didn't I do this more often? This would have helped my art so much more to actually try and render things out a bit. This was another idea of mine of mixed media. Actually, I hated this at the time, so I'm not even gonna hate on it, because at the time I knew it was bad. Like, it's so trying so hard to be edgy, and I knew it. I was so embarrassed. Ooh, these were doodles from my math book. Cute. I fucking hated this math book. It ruined my life. This was my old persona. Again, why is it so skinny? I guess it makes some sense that it was like a sea monster person hybrid thing, because like I do love swimming and I love water. Yeah, more OCs I abandoned. More math book. That's actually a really cute chibi of Amaris. Oh, Miku! Oh, I love her. I love her so much. This was actually another fun mixed media page. I was kind of ahead of the curve because I don't remember seeing a ton of people doing this on TikTok at the time. Maybe they were and I just didn't see it, but I don't know. This was like very original for me at the time. I used to be obsessed with the Starbucks drinks, like the bottled ones. I don't drink Starbucks anymore, but at the time I was obsessed with the glass bottle drinks. And I cut out the lid from one. And some stickers, a Walmart a receipt, and then hand studies. Now looking back at it, these hand studies are so shit. That one's okay, but like I thought these were so good at the time. I thought they were so good. You can't even, like, you wouldn't even understand how good I thought these were. Looking back at it, I would have preferred if it was a bit less like smooth. More of the knuckle definition, more of just stuff to show that there is a shape to these fingers, because this is why this didn't help me improve. I still was thinking of fingers as like these weird sausages, but like I would much rather now exaggerate the knuckles on a finger when I'm doing a study, if that makes sense, because I think that helps me figure out the weight behind it and like the bones and muscle, or there's no muscles on the fingers, but the bones and flesh behind it. And math stuff. There's nothing cool there. Aw, Niso. This is another example where I was trying to do a cool mixed media thing, but I wasn't happy with it at the time, and that's because it was so boring. Like, okay, you drew a face smiling, and it's not even well drawn, so that like, if it looks bad and it's not doing anything interesting, what's the point, is in my opinion at this point. Like, if it had looked good, at least it would have been aesthetic, but it wasn't even aesthetic because I wasn't willing to put in the time and effort. I just wanted to sketch something out as fast as I could. But I do like these flowers. More flowers from a walk. And why would I put a patch in here? This was like an expensive patch from Walmart. I could have put it on a hoodie. What was my problem? Gertrude, old woman, love it. Oh, this was during a Stardew Valley phase. It was my first time I ever played Stardew, or like the first couple times, I always romanced Sebastian, because I feel like that's just like the young person thing to do, is like he's the youngest kind of acting and presenting one. Now I'm an Elliot truther. I love Haley. Who else do I like? No, I basically just like those two now, and I think Sebastian's kind of boring. I do like his frog. I was trying to do more mixed media stuff and just like sticking stuff in. I had these picture frame sticky notes. So this was a Liesel page. Again, it's just like, maybe that's interesting. Like, that's interesting framing at least. And like these ones are also kind of interesting in how small scale they are, but like this one's just, it's the big sticky note. Put something interesting on it, for the love of God. Like, just think. Don't just sit down and do nothing for like hours on end like I was doing at this time. Let me just be clear, when I'm hating on this, I'm just hating because I think I could have been doing a lot more interesting stuff that I would have enjoyed more, and stuff that would have pushed me further creatively. And like, so when I hate, it's just me wishing I had tried harder at the time. This might be the last of my school sketches, and I'm realizing I'm going through this so slowly, so I might try to speed it up. Skirt. This was during, the first day of Pride Month. Heart sticker, a Maris, because he was my cutie patootie. Oh, never mind, there's more math book doodles. Another one of my big interests during this time was not My Hero Academia. I stopped reading that well before 2020, I think even, but I was really into fan fiction of it. Specifically like Dad Zawa fan fiction, so honestly, like 99% of fic writers characterize him better than the actual fucking manga did. I don't know, I still got beef with how they characterized him in the manga. I got pride flags for my school's GSA. I think this was the first year I ever went to it because I was always too scared. So I cut this one in half and, oh, it's my persona behind it. Cute. I don't know why I had to have ears and these things. Like, I don't know. I feel like I could have integrated them together in some way. Like, what's the point of these things? More my persona. The worst part is that I know this was an attempt to make it a more realistic body type, because I gave shape to the arms, and that was my idea of making someone fat, was just giving them any any shape besides just straight lines, basically. Yeah, that's rough. More stuff with like the pride stuff I had. Pride patch. Again, I could have put this on something. Sticker. Weasel. I think this is Rose. And then Mars and Teva? I don't really know. Like, there was nothing interesting about Mars and Teva at the time to distinguish them. Weasel. Rose. I think this, never mind. I was gonna say that was drawn on during a softball tournament, but it wasn't. I sat on my bed in my room and drew my desk. This is actually really good for the time. Like, I wish I'd been doing more stuff like this where I just actually like paid attention to the things around me. Like, look at the effort. I counted out the books and I put their title names. Like, I would be too lazy to do that now. I forget who she is, and prepaid MasterCard that I stuck in here. Ew. I got this Moo's toffee candy, and I wanted to draw a character based on it. And again, like, I thought the only things I could do to make a character interesting and like the character design interesting was just pattern on the shirt and jewelry or accessories. Like, no, that's so boring. Like, this is just a boring ass white girl wearing a cow print tank top. Ew. That's kind of cute. The outfit doesn't make sense, but whatever. Ew. I don't know what this is, but it's so gross. What is that outfit? And I think this was supposed to be a Miku maybe, but I didn't even give her tie or like her mic. So, oh my gosh, I remember I drew this. I drew a lot of these. It would have been during my extended lunch period with my one teacher, because basically we had a weird, I don't know exactly what happened, but I had a lot of time, like half the day I would spend in the same teacher's classroom, because I think, yeah, I had a class with him and then I had a long lunch break with him and then I had another class with him right after, I think. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but I realized I was spending like half of my school day in the same classroom with my favorite teacher. So a lot of the stuff was drawn during that. This is kind of cute. I actually hated it at the time, but it's kind of fun. Like, it's got a concept behind it. The concept is blue, but like the folds on the shirt, I was trying to make it a bit more dynamic. The legs are pretty good of what you can see of them. Ew. Oh, sorry. Who is this? This looks like my character Yoan, but I don't think they existed at this point, so I don't know who this is. It's kind of really awful. It's embarrassing. As you can see I wrote neat concept, poor execution. I don't think the concept's that neat. It's literally like any person who has drawn like a yandere character has drawn this exact thing. It's not a neat concept. Dragon. Ooh, was that supposed to be me? Was I really like sad at the time? Funny. That was probably supposed to be me. That's kind of sad. Again, why was I so skinny? That's so scary. That's cute. I like the glasses. Oh, I skipped a page because of the dead flower. No, wait. No, I don't think this is. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, is this when I started my my TikTok account? But I think that was in the last sketchbook, and I think this might have been like a redraw to prove to myself I could do it. But I think it's so bad. Oh, why is his face shaped like a strawberry? That's so gross. I really wanted to be able to draw his hair in a way that made sense with my style, but this looks so bad. Did I say that's supposed to be Midoriya? Ew. More dead flowers. Amaris, Liesel, I gave her more ear piercings. That's cute. Liesel. Yeah, you could see, I thought she was boring at the time. Like, I knew she was boring as fuck. Oh, this was, I think I was using some, like biker gear reference for her, because it's like, oh, what if she's like a speed demon on her broomstick, because she was also a witch at this time. So I gave her like leather pants. That's kind of cute. Oh yeah, here's her like full leather fit. That's kind of cute, but like, again, I don't know, like, she's so boring. I didn't do anything interesting with the silhouette. My art was stylized enough to do that, so why didn't I? Oh, I like this page actually. Like, this is kind of goofy, but I love my little nosebleed series, and by that I mean, like, for some reason I just randomly draw people with nosebleeds, and it's happened so many times across my time I've been drawing. So it's just kind of like, I enjoy it when I see it now, even though it's kind of embarrassing. This is still one of my favorite things ever. Actually, both of these. This is really good, but it's boring. But I really like this pose, and I wish I could have like put clothes on it or finished it, but I was too scared to mess it up. I feel like I should do something with that, because I do like it, and like fix the angle of the face. Amalis, I drew him with crayons. I like this too, actually. This is really cute. Like, this is something interesting done with the silhouette, and like, I thought the arms were long. No, they're not. That's like almost a perfect length for the arms. Maybe a little bit. Like, move the hands up just a tiny bit and it's good. Petal from a flower. Dragon page. Cute. The thing about double wings on a dragon is that you have to be very aware of like how this is gonna work. Because you can't just throw two wings onto an animal and expect it to work. Like, why would this one be below and this one be above? Do they have that much range of motion? Maybe they do, I don't know. There's nothing to suggest they have like crazy range of motion that lets them do this. And like, I'm just curious of how they would fly. Like, I don't know, I feel like you can do double wings, but I didn't do it right. I painted with just like random paints on this page and made roses out of it. It's okay. It's boring. Oil pastel. I'm not even gonna say anything. Like, I think the technique is cool, but it's just that the anatomy is so bad. I should have looked up a reference. Gas mask girl, a girl with flower bouquet on head. I really liked both of these, and then I tried to accentuate this by lining it. I should have just lined the whole thing because it looks dumb like this. And I knew it, I was really mad at the time. Oh, art fight. This was all drawn when I was at a softball tournament. That's why I was thinking earlier. Yeah, Jay, this is Zoomy Nerds. Rosa is Apache? I can't see what that says. Apache art? I don't know. Yeah. Soleil, she's one of the characters I have up in my art fight. She doesn't have a story either, but I like her. Lisa, cutie. I can see this is around the time that I wanted to give her gray hair because I wrote it down there, but I didn't actually color it in. But yeah, I just realized Psyche K, I love that show. That was during my big Psyche K phase. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Okay, Rachel looks bad. This is Tower of God fan art. Rachel looks like she had the bomb. He looks so cute. Oh, I love his face and I love the look on it and I love the way I did the hair. Like, I don't think I could do hair any better today. I really like this as a stylized form of hair. Oh, I love this so much. Ooh. I played through Skyward Sword because it came out on the Switch. That was my childhood Zelda game. Loved that. I almost got to the end and then it was too hard to beat the final boss, so I gave up and it's still sitting unfinished on my Switch. Liesel. This was during the Olympics. This is when they delayed the Summer Olympics by a year, right? In 2021, I don't know. I was just watching them and sometimes I would pause the TV and draw the pose a couple times. I'd like do one that was very structured, one that was supposed to be gestural, it very clearly wasn't. I was so stiff with my drawings, and then one that was like, I don't know, a combination. It wasn't. They're not very good, but I'm glad I was trying something different. Like, bodies in motion is hard. Yeah, like these are not good. Some perspective practice. Ooh, more oil pastel. That one's okay. Like, the anatomy again is bad, but the technique is fine. Yeah. Maurice, he used to have like a crazy god mode. The one that like all 14-year-olds give their OCs, except I was like 16. Yeah, he had a flame sword, guys. Oh, look, this was my set of OCs at the time. It was Amaris, Teva, Rose, and Liesel, and their adopted child. She was actually cute. I'm kind of miss her, but I didn't want to write a child character, and it was too hard to explain why a group of young people would be traveling with like a baby. Or she wasn't even a baby. She was like, I don't know, 4 or 5? I don't really know. Her name was Fern. I love her. Like, look at them. They were so cute together. Honestly, should I bring her back? Actually, I'm considering it now, seeing them together, because this is so cute. Maple, I turned them into a traveling vendor. I actually quite like this. I was trying something different. Drawing things besides just a character. Like, she was interacting with stuff. Fern, I remember her story used to be that she was like exploited by her village because she had like grass, earth, plant magic. So she was exploited by her village to give them good harvests. Ooh. Actually, I don't hate that, but it's just so clearly like a 16-year-old thinks this is a good idea and it would not go over well, most likely. I don't know who any of these are. Oh, I remember the characters would have like sources, which would be like their source of power, like these little gemstones. I just recently scrapped that idea, but I had the idea of these like corrupted monsters that had their sources shattered. Oh, and this was when I wanted to age Fern down so that she could get carried in one of those like baby wraps, because that was going around on TikTok of like carrying them in baby wraps instead of having to carry them in your hand. This was when I completely overhauled Rose. She became Nyx. She was cute. She had like ice powers. Her design was actually pretty cool. Like, I could have again done more with the silhouette, but it's interesting and I like the patterns. And I like that I had different versions because she came from a cold place. So she had a cold version and a warm version, which I think is cool. Nyx and Fern. I don't know what these are. I do like that. This was, I had a job at this time. Ew, it was a cashier at a pharmacy. Blech. But apparently I was upset that day. And like, you can tell I'm in my little vest. This is a redraw of an older piece. Maybe I'll put the older one because this is actually an okay redraw, although it lost all of like the cool bright colors that the old one had, and I thought that was better, but honestly I don't know if it was. Maris and Nyx. More things about work. This was for TikTok and I don't remember what it was. This I thought this was so good. I was starting to think about how I needed to make stuff for a portfolio to get into art school. And I was like, oh yeah, they want to see that you can draw like portraits, right? Like technical skills. So I drew this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So the thing is, this isn't all bad. Like that's a pretty good ear. The skin on the face, that's so hard to get right, and I got it right. Of like the cheek there, but man, the eyes are so bad. The mouth, so bad. The nose is okay, but like everything else ruins it. The hair is terrible. The neck could be better. It needed more dark shades. I was so afraid to go in with my darkest shade. But I was so proud of this. I remember I went to somebody's graduation party and the entire time I sat on like I sat like 15 feet away from everyone else, just adding more to the black outline because I really wanted people to walk up to me and go, wow, that's so good, that's so realistic. I'm so glad I did put this in my portfolio. It's just not good. Like it's close to being good, but man, like take away, like this is good. So this is when I started changing her body type. Whoa, that one's very anime. Work doodles. Link. Yeah, this was Skyward Sword Link. Yeah, cute. I took an M&M's gift tag from my job because like we had a bunch of stuff sitting in a drawer that was like really old, and this looks very old. I think it does. What? Oh, I was hoping it would have like a trademarked date. It doesn't. That's sad. I did a 3 marker challenge. This is pretty cute, but I wish I'd done more with my colorless blender because I let myself use my colorless blender, but I just didn't use it enough. Like on these flowers here, it turned out so cute, and I wish I'd done more of that. Because the problem with this drawing is it's a bit better on camera, but you just can't see any of the details. You need to really work with the highlights and shadows and dark skin tones like this to keep the definition, and I wasn't able to do that at the time. Another art challenge, it's Amaris. I was trying to draw him in 10 minutes, 1 minute and 10 seconds. The 10-minute one is so messed up too. Like, that doesn't look like a 10-minute drawing. That looks like a 2-minute drawing. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it doesn't look good. And that does not look like a 1-minute drawing. Oh my gosh, I could do so much better. I can draw full figures in 1 minute now. The power of figure studies, apparently. Those are pretty good eyes. They're not great, but whatever. Amawis. I don't know who these are. Nyx, I tried to draw her in perspective and it just didn't work. These are so boring. Oh, this was from my workbook. I had like a little notebook that I kept with me at work so I could draw if there was no one at the till. That's kind of cute. It's like a magical girl. I like the collar on the shirt, and like everything else is just kind of meh. Although I love when there's like a bodysuit that pokes through, that you can see through a skirt, like a slitted skirt. I love that. I think that was supposed to be a self-portrait. Ooh. On my waist. Oh, this was during my very short-lived Genshin Impact phase. And by short-lived, I mean I literally played it like twice on my phone and then deleted it. I had this big idea in my head that I was gonna draw every single character I had, every single character I pulled from the gacha. And that was before I realized how annoying it was to actually get pulls. Or maybe it is an early game and it gets easier later on. I don't know. I only play games for gacha pulls. I only play it. That's my gambling addiction, is gacha pull games. That's why I recently got really into Cookie Run Kingdom again. But Yeah, I really liked Boy Aether. I think I tried to pick it up again and play Girl Aether because I like her too. Did I even say their names? I don't know. I love the designs, but they're just so intricate. This is really good for the time, honestly. Like, all the details and everything turned out really nice. And the anatomy is very good for this time. And then, oh wait, page in between of, I don't know what this is. Yeah, I immediately lost the plot when I drew Amber. The entire reason I think I stopped wanting to do this drawing series was because this turned out so bad. Like, some of the details are nice, like the details on that corset, that is a wonderful way of simplifying it and I love that. But like the face turned out bad, the legs, like what's happening? Why did I think, like I would draw the legs in 2 separate pieces. I would draw the thighs and then the socks. But like no, the socks are like a nearly skin tight part of the leg. There should not be this weird wavering line. But yeah, this drawing discouraged me so much that I gave up on the series. Morris, I love him. This is when I made him kind of an asshole. And he has stayed that way to this day. I love my king. He's so cute. He's so cutie patootie. I actually love this drawing a lot. See, this part of my sketchbook is fun because I'm starting to get to drawings I actually don't hate. Disregard previous statement, this page sucks. Wait, this is when Teva went through a phase where he had like highlights and a ponytail, like a Star Wars ponytail. What is that, a rat tail? Yeah, that was Teva for a while. He had red hair. Oh, it looked so bad. More Teva. Liesel and Nyx and Fern. And actually, I think this was everyone minus Teva. Unless that's Teva, it could be. Again, like same face syndrome had a grip on my soul. I didn't even realize it at the time, but like, if you took away these characters' hair, would I know the difference? No. Nyx, I love her. I honestly kind of miss her. I should like revive her for a different story or something. I don't know if you can see these pencil sketches very well, but I had to turn up my light a lot with how bad the lighting is. On my ways. This one was like a shitty doodle done with acrylic paint, and he's saying bruh because bruh is funny. That's actually a cute drawing. This was me just trying to get the sketchbook over with. I went in with random acrylic paints I'd been using, the leftovers, and then I went in with Sharpie on top of that. It's okay. Like, I could have done something more interesting with the paint itself, but whatever. Liesel got a weird little hat because she became like a post office worker. No, wait. She was like a delivery girl. I'd never seen Kiki's delivery service, but I recreated it with my character. Actually, I still haven't seen it, so I don't know if that's accurate. She got skinny again. Boring. Bring back her spice. When does that happen? When does she get fat? Can it happen now? Pen doodle, it's not really anything interesting. Ooh. This might have been, no, this wasn't a self-portrait, but it was very close to it. Or is it a self-portrait? It could have been. Like, that hair doesn't look like mine, but I did have bracelets like this, and I had a choker. Because it was 2021, and I thought I needed a choker because I really wanted to be alt. Beans. I still like this. The arms are funky, but I like the silhouette. Beans. And I do like the solid blue background. That's Liesel doing Fern's hair. That's cute. Because they were all like one big family. They were like, they were found family. Yeah. Because I was 16 and that was like peak fiction for me at that point. Ooh. Inks that did not go well. What is that? Ew. Why did I draw that? That's so disgusting. Liesel, she's starting to get some of her body shape back, but not nearly enough. I need to get out of this sketchbook. She was too skinny in this. It's like an unsafe space for me. The last drawing is of Liesel. Cute. I want to know what the original end was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be like the words end made of fire, and it looked bad because I couldn't write in cursive because that's what the plan was, I think. You can sort of see it. No, you can't. Anyways, I wanted like the words end to be coming out of her finger, and it didn't work. But this is basically what her hair and face design looked like until I dropped her. Honestly, I kind of miss her and Nyx and Fern. Should I bring them back? It's been years since I dropped them, but I think I need to bring them back. I'm kind of liking them. Anyways, I tried to make this video faster. I don't know how well that worked. I'm very sorry about that, and I'm sorry if the audio quality is not up to par. But anyways, thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. Bye.